So, you chose to bless this charred body with another black pearl. I suppose I should thank you.
Teresa la Ciega. You know I grew up on stories about you and your escapades.
A reputation hard-earned. One does not desert the Inquisition lightly. And who are you? Huh? I do not need eyes to see that you are new.
A Fia Monicato. The Marley made me her navigator.
Ha ha ha! Another fool to lead the blind. Very well. We will see what she is made of soon enough, eh, Marley?
Sharpshooter. As always, you notice me watching.
Is the training deck ready? I feel the ash has settled in my bones.
Of course, Sharpshooter.
The Iron Judgment. My soul forged into a deadly bolt. Judgment is at hand.
I'm still not sure how your body can move separately from your soul.
At least we're past how I can hit targets without eyes. Changing. The Ashen Judgment. Punishment lessened, if not entirely avoided. Through the flames.
I feared your body would fall to ash completely.
My soul might be scorched by the Maiden's fire, but there is still fight in me. Can you conjure up a challenge for the White Crow? We will see. In the land of the blind...
No challenge remains, Sharpshooter. We will seek you at the Crow's Nest, should we need you. Return to deck. Sharpshooter, it pleases me to have you walk my planks again.
Me too! If these bones got any more crooked from lying around, I'd have to use my crossbow as a crutch.
I suppose that would hamper your effectiveness.
Now I shall take up roost in the crow's nest and cast my dead eyes towards the horizon. I hope my belongings remain undisturbed.
The skeletons did not touch them. I can't vouch for the acolytes that rummaged my deck, or for Estelle.
That greedy little monkey. One day I'll catch her red-handed, and then my judgment will be swift.
We need her, Sharpshooter. Without her, my insides become an inscrutable labyrinth.
Oh, don't worry. She will remain intact. She'll just wish she wasn't for a long while.
Teresa, may I ask, how did Mordecai get you to join his crew?
He didn't do anything. I decided to take up roost here. I wanted to see this upstart captain and his fate-meddling ship for myself.
I guess they had a few things to say about that.
Mordecai didn't protest. Not that he would have swayed me. I was actually a bit annoyed that he got used to me so quickly. The Marley was more what I expected. Not too fond of my scrutinizing gaze on her soul.
Or all that tobacco ash on my deck.
Leave a woman her vices, will you? Anyway, I would have left after a year. Or 10. Only Mordecai roped me in.
Who wouldn't want a famous Inquisition deserter in their crew?
You sound just like him. Always trying to charm me, the old codger.
Do you regret staying?
I have enough regrets for a lifetime. And despite my best efforts, I've grown attached to this crew. Just don't tell anyone, got it?
My lips are sealed.
Sharpshooter, a problem requires your attention.
Does it now?
One of the skellies was found on deck, motionless.
Someone is using them for target practice again?
No, it's not waking up. You should investigate.
I'll take care of it. The scene of the crime. Let's see what we can find. I see where this is going. The victim. Skeleton, normal build, all bones accounted for and intact. Hey, you! Doesn't react to sensory stimulation. Its soul remains. I've seen it happen. A table, no other mugs. Victim drank alone. Broken mug on the floor. Likely the victims. The deck is damp with some of the contents. It didn't finish. The salty air and the soul-infused wood of the Marley should have cleansed the dampness right away. That was not mere rum. This drink has been tampered with. Current evidence points towards adulterated rum. I'll have to convene with Pete and the Nameless One. They're the ones overseeing the distribution of rum rations.
Pete! Pete! Look. Huh? What? It's the crow! Don't you see her? No, I don't see anything. Wait, no, that's not me. She's the blind one.
Very entertaining, as usual. Business is going good?
Good? Tell her, Pete. How are the numbers looking? Most of them are round. Others are a bit squared at the moment.
I'll make it short for you. We've got poisoned rum on deck. You're the ones responsible for the rum's purity, so I'd advise you to cooperate unless you want to stand trial.
A trial? Please, no. Nothing is longer than a trial.
I'll let the Marley know about your testimony. Greetings, ship.
What have you found, Crow?
Can we cut through the act where you pretend you haven't witnessed all that's happened here?
Do you notice every itch and every scratch that irritates your skin?
I do.
Please, indulge me.
The victim drank poisoned rum.
Pete and the Nameless One are involved again. It was a rash call by the captain to make them oversee the rum.
Well, it was either them or our well-trusted quartermaster.
Sometimes you're stuck between a lull and a treacherous stream. I presume you've talked to them already. What did they say?
They're concerned with the length of the trial and the shape of numbers.
Just what you expect from them, then.
Maybe you're right. I also took the mug that held the afflicted fluids. I'll have to investigate it more, which will take time. I'll get back to you once I've found something.
Now, what did you find, Crow?
The rum was definitely poisoned.
Didn't you come to that conclusion already?
But now I know more about it. The poison is like none I've seen before. Tell me, how's the skeleton holding up?
It is poisoned.
But awake?
If you can call it that, yes.
Then I'll have to question him.
Good luck.
How are you doing?
Boredom bears benevolent besiegements.
Excuse me?
Righteousness regards reindeers rotundly.
Right, indeed. Yeah, look, I just need you to tell me who gave you the rum.
Miraculously, mugs manage moisture.
Not much of a miracle. Now, once again, where did you get the rum?
Whimsical whereabouts wine wondrously.
Ugh, that stuff was even stronger than I expected. I'll have to talk to the Marley about this again.
Ah, the crow crawls back cravenly, I see.
Funny, ship. Unfortunately, I need a coherent and not an alliterative statement.
The mug alone isn't enough evidence?
No, as I said, I haven't seen this kind of poison before. I need to find whoever served this sludge and see if they have more of it. I wish I could take a peek into the head of that darn skeleton.
There is one person who could.
Oh no.
I'm only saying that, as he can do what you asked for.
Out of the question. I'd rather burn 1,000 millennia in the Maiden's stead before working a second with that imbecile. I'll find a way to get that skeleton to talk. A good knock to the head may resolve his issues. Justice may turn an eye. Change in position. How do you feel?
Jugular juxtapositions joust, jesters.
Maybe I'll have to get more creative. A little soul essence, maybe. I send you my ash. And?
Antiquities accelerate arbitrary angles.
Rayos y centellas. It seems there really is no escape. I'll have to ask him, but I can't do it now. I need to rest as much as I can beforehand. Pincus.
And thus the canopies in Caribbean jungles provide caterpillars with a much-needed perspective.
Writing senseless drivel as usual.
Ah, yes. Sometimes, when there is really nothing of matter to be written in my memoirs, I just go on creative tangents, hoping to find my step again. Recently, I've been struggling a bit, but I am unwavering in my unquestioned trust to my abilities' returnation.
Returnation?
Great minds are not content with only writing words, they strive to create them. What have you achieved so far, Teresa?
Pincus, I came here because I need your assistance.
Of course. Wait, you need my assistance?
Unfortunately, yes.
Fortunate indeed. I agree, under 8 conditions.
Cut it down to 1.
I get full publishing rights to whatever transpires between now and solving the crime.
By all means. Now come.
And I need you to bring me my special detective quill.
Still behind the sawfish in the captain's quarters.
You remembered where I stored it?
How could I forget? Be ready when I come back. Of all the places to hide quill and paper. A sharp tool behind a sharp fish. Doesn't that make sense, Teresa? Back to Pincus. Through the flames. Here they are.
And so my assistant returned to me with my most vital tools.
Assistant?
Let's not get hung up on a mere draft, Teresa. Now, what is the task at hand?
There is a skeleton whose mind I need you to peek into.
Again, my remarkable abilities lit a beacon of hope among our canopy of some mounting troubles. Ha! I knew writing about canopies would come in handy.
Don't get too ahead of yourself, Pincus. The victim drank strong soul-altering poison. It will be quite the mess in there.
Ha! Allegedly poison almost became one of my middle names. I'll inspect him right now. Visivilchen. Oh, that is quite quibbling.
Now, do you see anything?
Yes. I just haven't hung hereditary from festering fields.
Pincus is taking you over. Get out of there.
Just one ominous occasion.
Pincus!
While the hero lies on the floor with flat breath, his worried assistant kneels at his side.
You haven't taken a breath in 30 years. And if you call me assistance again, I will chase you from here to Madre Grande.
That would make quite the tale, wouldn't it? I must say, in all sincerity, I am rather exhausted. It was quite perilous inside that one's mind. Without your heeding words, I may have not returned. Thank you.
You're welcome.
A single tear rolls down Teresa's cheek.
I don't have eyes, Pincus.
Ah, yes. It's easy to forget sometimes. You do glare quite intensely if you want to. Right, exactly like that.
I'll need some of your tobacco to keep my patience.
Ah, yes. Yeah, unfortunately, I am currently experiencing an unexpected shortage. If there weren't ongoing investigations already, I may have asked you to help me find it, but it will turn up soon, I'm sure.
Pinkos?
Ah, Teresa, you have returned. Let me see. I've written down what I saw. There we were, in this beautiful field of daffodils and dandelions, just me and her, serenading each other with our... no, I must be excused. It seems I have stumbled upon an entry of my dream journal.
I don't say, Jamia.
Another moment, if you will. Here, this ought to be the correct document. Yes. The skeleton drew the rum from a very particular barrel. One that bore the insignia of 2 skulls, one of them broken.
Pete and the Nameless One. Have you held on to the route the skeleton took to get there?
Yes. Here. These are the scribblings regarding the path. I don't know if they're of any help.
I'll show it to Estelle. She'll know what to do. I'll get back to you, Pinkos. Estelle, can you take a look at this? Do you think you can get me there? No, it's an official investigation. Nobody needs to know about this. I'm glad I can count on your discretion. It's done. The myth-enshrouded stash of Pete and the Nameless. It was only a question of time until my work led me here. Let the investigation commence. The future calls. Another barrel. As far as I can tell, that one seems untouched. Just normal stinking rum. Probably as much a poison as the poison. Judgment is at hand. Footprints, all of them skeletal in nature. The crow flies. That smell! This barrel must hold the poison. Strange. This has only the slightest note of rum to it. Either the poison is very strong or, well, if my suspicions are correct. Ah, there it is. I'll keep a hold of that. I'll take some of the fluid as well. Let fate be our judge. What's this? An unmarked barrel? The wood itself seems quite fresh. Potent smell as well. This I will have to remember. I'll take a sample of that. Change in position. I think I've found all there is to find here. The culprit seems clear. One thing doesn't, however. Why is there only one victim? If one of the main barrels is poisoned, surely there should be more. I'll take my time and prepare my case. Then we will see justice served. Ahoy, Marley. I'm ready for the court to assemble.
Oh, so you've found conclusive evidence?
Indeed. I'll call in the victim and appoint the jury and a judge.
I expected you'd want to be the judge.
It would be far easier if I was still judge, jury, and executioner. Then again, those times are behind me, yes? How are we holding up?
Harmed head hurts harrowingly.
I believe you. I'm sure you'll recover swiftly. The court will be in session soon.
Craven confessions creak creepily.
They do indeed. Pinkos, I need your assistance once more.
Assistance? I don't appreciate being affiliated with such an obsequious term.
I need a judge at my court.
A judge? Me? Why didn't you lead with that? Of course I'll be a judge.
I can count on you then?
Count on me. It's in my title, Teresa. Of course you can count on me.
Oh, look who's clambered out of her roost, Pete.
A yellow flamingo?
No, it's the white crow, you pellet.
You are hereby summoned to Marley's court.
Oh, the last time I was summoned, I forgot my name.
Pirates, skeletons, defendants, and accusers, please rise to your feet.
Sorry, he don't have any.
Permission to remain tied to the ship granted. The prosecution may now present the charges.
Today we've gathered on the account of poisoned rum and the ensuing damages to a skeleton. During the investigation, the prosecution found ample amounts of poisoned rum in the Marley's hold.
Objection, Your Honor. Misrepresentation of our storage. The amounts were at least significant.
Sustained.
Significant amounts of poisoned rum in the hold. And one of the barrels showed clear evidence of tampering.
And that concludes the case. Pete and the Nameless One, you're hereby...
A moment, Pinkos. If Pete and the Nameless One truly were meddling with their rum, they'd done it to all their supplies. Yet there was only one barrel which had been tampered with. Therefore, the prosecution would like to call in the victim. Please display your affliction.
Abominable adulteration amplitudes affliction.
Now, Pinkos, here, this is a small sample of the rum of the afflicted barrel. Smell it.
It smells like...
Your missing batch of tobacco.
My missing... But yes, of course. Ha! That leaves only one conclusion. The perpetrator is me.
No, Pinkos, you didn't do it. The perpetrator is no other than... the victim himself.
Contagious claims carry contentiousness.
Ooh. Should we go ahead and compare your footprints with those at the scene of the crime?
Daringly drink despicable distillate.
Huh?
Could it be that he's urging us to drink the rum?
Approved agreements accrue acknowledgement.
The judge orders the court to sample the rum.
As it so happens, I do have a small sample here, Pinkos.
Objection! The sample has been obtained without admission.
Overruled. The judge is quite thirsty. Ah. Oh, my! Why are you so worried? This is most excellent.
A bit too excellent, perhaps. The rum on the Marley is usually fine, but this is extraordinary.
Inequality inebriates insufferably, inconsistently.
Indeed. When I entered Pete and the Nameless hold, I was surprised to find 3 different barrels. One that held the poisoned rum that barely smelt like rum, one that held normal rum, and a 3rd barrel containing what we just drank. I wonder how on a ship where everybody is supposed to get the same rum, you can explain these 3 different casks. You've watered down the skeleton's rum and kept the best for yourselves. which would mean a blatant violation of the Marley's Code. Is there anything you'd like to say in your defense?
Pete's fallen asleep. So, I'll confess for the both of us.
Another confession, then. Good. You have heard the evidence. What is your verdict, Pincus?
In the case of the literary skeleton, I find the victim guilty on all counts. As a punishment, I order the victim to act as a court scribe. These dreary procedures could certainly use a bit of a literary sprinkling. In the case of the bad rum, Pete and the Nameless One are ordered to send the good rum to my quarters.
Pincus?
Where it will promptly be redistributed to the rest of the crew. The court is adjourned.
Enjoying the rum?
The little that is left for me. Justice can be such a nuisance sometimes.
Ha! Tell me about it.
I say, Teresa, how did you figure out that I'd lost my tobacco?
Since I've known you, you have been insufferable. A flat-out fool, and I can't believe I haven't shot you. But you never once denied me a smoke. Look, Pincus, for what it's worth, you're not a bad man. You're just a bad person.
You do have a way with words if you choose to apply yourself. Have you ever considered writing your own memoirs?
I do write. Very rarely. But I prefer wood carving. Keeps my hands and thoughts busy.
I always saw it as a way to be kept alive long after death. Admittedly, a habit that I picked up before I embarked upon this eternal path.
Eternity can be a frightening thing.
We made a strange choice, didn't we?
Do you have a smoke or not? Is that the captain's mirror? I sense only an empty frame.
The shards are made of pure memory.
Ha! Very well, Mordecai. Show me your plans.
Teresa, if you're hearing this, I'm most certainly dead. Remember when we made that bet who of us would last longer? I hate to open old wounds, but I can't take any more chances. Not this time. You'll get through it, old gal. You've seen more than most of us. Time to look back.
That old codger. Trying to charm me with that. Well, hand over your test mirror. I don't have all day. I see something. A statue. A right? Oh. No, he didn't.
What's wrong? You don't seem the type to back down from anything.
I refuse. Take someone else.
If we do not pass the mirror's tests, the treasure will remain lost forever.
Don't say Mia. Fine. If I can even remember. We must set a course for the Iron Bay.
What's waiting for us there?
With luck, someone who will help me on the trial to come. My journey on the Maiden's Path.
The flames of the Iron Bay are within sight, White Crow.
You may have noticed that this island is a place of cleansing both matter and mind. Scripture dictates that a sanatorium must stand on the highest point, just as the cleansing pit must lie at the lowest. Somewhere in that sanatorium, I must find my confidant on the Maiden's Path.
Why here of all places?
I don't know. Call it intuition. We'll listen in on a few conversations. I'll know when something's worth our interest. Now choose our landing.
So what is your test exactly?
I must walk the Maiden's path. An old rite, meant to remind us of our purpose. Guided by a confidant, I will visit a holy place to cleanse my soul at the Maiden's beacons.
That sounds rather unhealthy for a cursed pirate.
You don't know the half of it. But one impossible task at a time, eh? First, we must find a servant of the Maiden who doesn't shoot us on sight.
As you command.
Pleasure is unceasing.
I have spent many days recuperating in places like this.
Seems rather nice for the Inquisition. What's the catch?
There is none. This harkens back to the Maiden's earliest decrees. Measure is unceasing. Fighting the curse inevitably leads to corruption. This was built as a place to heal body and mind, before either falls to madness. Though some here seem beyond help.
You'll pay with your demand.
Let's hear what the Lost preaches to the mad.
Stop. Who was that?
Your place is here.
What do we have here? They brought him in last week. Eyes burn.
He walks like no blind man I've ever seen.
Swiftly.
Are you sure? He's just an old blind confessor.
I've seen enough blind men to know something's rotten here.
If there was corruption in him, surely our Udex would have seen it.
The curse can be devious. We will see the truth once the prognosticar is through with them.
Did I hear mention of a confessor?
Aye, and a blind one at that. Exactly what we need, I'd say. Let us find a patient register and locate the man.
Bien sûr, goal is in sight.
The administrative building. We'll find a register on the top balcony, as per the grand design.
Thanks for the ride. That's all.
Ah, the register. Will you have a look, Marley?
Very well. Confessor. I have him. Admitted 4 days ago after a pirate raid. Eyes blinded by cursed influence.
Where is he now?
He was summoned to the garden for questioning by a prognosticar.
We'll cut that meeting short. To the gardens.
Don't get too
There is our objective.
Find
I will
his
speak to the
keepers.
confessor
Right.
once we've taken care of the prognosticar and his lackeys.
Can you still impersonate a pious servant of the Maiden?
In my sleep.
It's loose.
Good! That's that! Hello? Prognostica? Are you still there?
Let me speak to him. Through the flames. Maiden guide you, Confessor. The prognosticar has other duties to attend to.
Ah, yes. Always busy, as is his calling. May I ask who I'm speaking to now? My eyes were taken.
Teresa, long-serving member of the Ordo Mensurae.
Ah, the venerable Udex. How fares your part of the design?
Measure is unceasing, Confessor, which is why I am in need of a confidant.
You wish to walk the Maiden's path. Now that is an old-fashioned request.
I am an old-fashioned sort.
Why come to me? Surely there are other confessors.
My schedule only permits a brief visit to Gran Alcazar before I head for Cartagena. I fear all the confessors there will be occupied, considering the recent pirate attack.
A reasonable assumption. Very well. I'm happy to be of assistance. When do we leave?
I will sign your release forms, then come pick you up. Now, let's put him to sleep.
What about the release forms?
Don't be ridiculous.
Sharpshooter. His absence will be noticed eventually.
Heretic! Long gone by then. As for him, we probably spared him the choice between penance and the fire.
And what shall be done with him once your test concludes?
We'll cross that bridge when we get
Fine
there.
shot.
The verdict is clear.
Will it yield
The confessor is safely on board. Let's pray he doesn't catch on. How fares our confessor?
A mild headache, but otherwise blissfully ignorant. So what does the Maiden's Path entail?
Walking in the Maiden's footsteps. Her rise, her trials, her suffering. There will be fire involved.
Sounds remarkably unpleasant.
Back in the Maiden's time, the fire was a tool, not the object of worship it is today. Ever since we lost the Maiden's guidance, it has twisted the Inquisition into a bunch of fire-crazed lunatics. And now, I must bare my soul to this eldritch parasite. What was Mordecai thinking? Welcome on board, Confessor. Anything you need?
Thank you. I am quite well, though I can't seem to remember quite how I got here.
You nodded off in the carriage. We had to carry you on board.
I do have a sound sleep, it is true. I'm quite glad to be at sea again. What type of vessel is this? So far, I've yet to smell incense or hear the sound of prayer.
You will find all those things on the lower decks.
I see. I shall let one of the acolytes guide me there.
Sharpshooter, I refuse to have incense burned on my lower decks.
Suck it up. It's a miracle he hasn't caught on yet, and it's a long way to Gran Alcázar.
I have transported the Confessor to Gran Alcázar.
Now, we don't have his luxury of walking around unmolested. Make sure we are not disturbed. Then I will speak to him and begin the rite. In theory, we will visit 3 beacons across Gran Alcázar to conclude the rite.
And in practice?
No cursed has ever walked the Maiden's Path. Whatever happens, will happen. Now, choose our landing, before I regret this. The Beacon of Revelation. First step on the Maiden's Path. Let's make sure we are not disturbed. Confessor.
Ah, Teresa, there you are. Is it just me, or have things gone strangely quiet around here?
I haven't noticed. Shall we begin?
Of course. Let me see if I remember the words. Dearest maiden, mother of flame, who suffers for us eternally to keep the darkness at bay. Today, her child Teresa has come to walk in your arduous footsteps. This humble confessor will aid her on her path. He will hear her regrets and ease her suffering. Step forward, Teresa.
Maiden, I come to you bare and helpless as you were when you found the fire. May the flames reveal the darkness of my soul. Maiden, help me. Oh! In the name of the Maiden, I judge thee guilty. I cleanse my doubts with fire. I am reborn! Well, well. What is this now?
Teresa? Is everything all right?
Yes, Confessor. It has just been a long time.
Well, if you think you can carry on, shall we head to the next beacon?
Go ahead. I will rejoin you shortly. Marley, what are these shadows?
The fire has destabilized your cursed soul. It has manifested echoes from your past.
They must be destroyed. I can feel it. I must use my power. Change in position. With fire, I am reborn. Burn in fire. The verdict is clear. From nothing she lifted me. From weakness she shaped me. I am her humble servant. Ah, yes. I remember the foolish girl I once was. That's what we all were. Fools, lamenting that we'd been thrust into this terrible lost Caribbean. Until the Maiden discovered the fire and became our beacon. From corruption she shielded me. From darkness she spared me. Her fire lights my path. After years of futile struggle against the cursed, the fire became our salvation. We reveled in its power, ignorant of the horrors it would make us into. Even before we lost the Maiden's guidance, we had already doomed ourselves. Let us continue to the next beacon. Our friend is waiting.
I'm surprised you still remember all this, Dagmar.
How could I forget? I was there from the start. I saw the maiden temper our strength, liberate the poor and oppressed. I followed her call to the first Purga Magna, eager to drive back the curse. I witnessed the Spanish envoys take all we'd built and throw it into the fire.
Please, I'm closing in on the objective. Golden
The beacon of
greeting.
judgment. The second of 3 steps on the Maiden's Path.
Somehow I expected there to be more.
The main path includes only 3. Revelation, judgment, and suffering.
Well, at least we won't be here all day.
Thank you for waiting, Confessor.
Oh, it is no trouble at all. I am enjoying not being questioned for once. Now, shall we continue? Dearest maiden, bringer of fire, who has been judged in our name, Teresa has begun to walk the difficult journey of your life. Her past has been revealed so that she may be judged as you were before us.
Maiden, I give myself to the judgment of the fire. May it test the conviction of my soul. And should I be found wanting, let it consume me.
Are we sure this isn't a terrible idea?
Hush! Oh! She burned for us. She freed us all. I could not stop it. Maiden, help me. I must not waver. Her fire will guide us.
Teresa, have you weathered the storm?
I need another moment. Go ahead without me.
Are you certain? Let me call an apothecary.
I am fine. Thank you. Now please, before I embarrass myself further.
Sharpshooter, I can feel your soul weaken with each shadow that appears.
The Maiden's Path is never easy. A bolt for each, just like the last time. I will rot before I let the fire get the better of me. The monarch's punch. 1 bolt, 1 life. I watch her go with her accusers. I see her sentenced by false charges. Her word denies us retribution. The old world saw us breaking away and sent a tribunal to bring us back into the fold. They saw the maiden as a threat and concocted a false trial to remove her from power. We would have fought to the last for her, but she would not have it. Our swords were not meant for the living, she said. Once more I watch the fire from the crowd. I see the fire light the straw. Her eyes look skyward as she burns. The tribunal sentenced the maiden to be burned at the stake. Fire would be her executioner. A cruel gesture, no doubt intended to break our spirits forever. If only they had known the consequences of their folly.
It will be dealt with.
The future, the fire leave her frame. I see her adversaries burn. My throat is raw with exultation. It was a miracle. The fire leapt from her burning body, engulfing her accusers. The Gawkers fled in panic, but the devout of us stayed, witnessing the dawn of a new age. And through all of it, she remained on the pyre, still looking skyward, still burning. And so she burns to this day. The shadows are scattered. Onwards, to the cathedral.
Knock out the headless treasure hunter! Ooh.
I still see it in my nightmares. The maiden set ablaze. I was there in the crowd. I could have done something to end her pain. But of course I didn't. And so she continues to burn. 100 years of suffering. Where's the justice in that?
I'm closing in on the objective.
The final step on the Maiden's Path. The beacon of suffering.
Charming name.
The maiden suffers eternally to keep the fire alive. It is the ultimate act of devotion.
Ever imagined a world where Blackbeard had doused that flame?
I've lost the taste for fantasies. Now let us clear the final beacon. Confessor.
I was beginning to worry. Are you certain you wish to continue?
I've never been more ready.
Very well. Kneel, Teresa. Holy maiden, hallowed be thy suffering. I bring to you, Teresa, whose faults have been revealed and judged.
Maiden, I am ready to bear your pain. Through your anguish, I will be cleansed. Through your eternal agony, I will...
Teresa?
Damn it all! Why put me through this torture? As if I hadn't suffered enough. She was everything to me, and they took her away, and I did nothing. And now she suffers forever because of this parasite, this damned fire. Ah! Traitor! Betrayer! Failure!
What's going on?
Her soul was thrown into chaos. If she doesn't fight her shadows, he may lose her for good.
You hear that, White Crow? Get shooting.
I'm tired. Perhaps this was always my fate.
You've been in tight spots before. You're the bloody White Crow, act like it.
Cheeky little runt. Very well. Once more unto the breach. I am the maiden's judgment. My sight reaches far. My gaze reveals the curse.
That's one shadow down.
Her bolt has returned on its own. She can shoot again.
Traitor, you did nothing! The maiden's teachings guide my shot. Her light illuminates my soul. Failure! She is my beacon in the darkness. She is my island in the sea.
Her soul is at a critical point.
Keep it up, White Crow.
In her name I judge the wretches, the foul, the evil, and the cursed. By her law, I separate the wicked from the just, the sinners from the devout. And thus, through my blood and tears and unyielding faith, Teresa, I ease the suffering of this world. Ship, how does my soul fare?
It has stabilized. Even better. It seems invigorated.
Teresa?
Confessor?
I'm not sure what happened. Forgive me, but I have bungled the rite.
It is quite all right. We have finished here.
You concluded the rite yourself. Marvelous.
Come. You look pale. Why not sit down for a moment?
This is where we part ways, I presume.
You have my thanks. I know it couldn't have been easy.
Oh, I had a jolly good time. Doubly so considering I was traveling with the Cursed.
So you knew?
It wasn't hard to figure out. But when you approached me, I admit, I was quite intrigued.
That's not all, is it? You aren't truly blind, either.
Technically, no. Though I feel my corruption is quite harmless.
Look at us. Two damned souls chatting away in the maiden's hallowed house.
Do you think she minds? The world has changed much since her time.
I think she weeps for what her Inquisition has become.
She might. But if wretches like us still carry her light, perhaps all is not lost.
Farewell, Confessor. I hope you find your own way in these strange times. We are done here. To the exit.
That cheeky priest. I like his guts.
Let's get a better view. It is done. I have walked the maiden's path. The mirror should be satisfied.
The mirror awaits. Ready?
Naturally.
Approach then, sharpshooter.
Mordecai, your mirror witnessed my soul, and I passed its test. I hate what my Inquisition has become, and deep down, I hated myself for allowing it to happen. But the past is what shapes us. The only true way is forward, and your test has rekindled hope in my heart. It is done. I'll go roost on the main mast again. If you ever fancy a chat, you know where to find me. I'll even throw in a smoke. I knew you'd show up eventually.
If I remember correctly, you were offering a smoke.
Here, have one.
Strong stuff.
Always. Have you looked up at the sky lately? Watched the stars?
Well, they do come in handy while navigating.
I haven't seen the stars since I lost my eyes. The maiden believed that all good comes from above. Even the fire resembles the constellations. To me, they were the expression of cosmic order. A glorious purpose that we all shared. Ah, to be a young soul again.
It's never too late, eh? I'm sure there's some ambition left in you.
For now, I am content in our jolly crew. You can certainly use the help. As for the future, maybe one day I'll pay a final visit to Madre Grande.
Well, well. A curse leaking into the Inquisition capital sounds interesting.
Maybe you've rekindled my taste for fantasies.
Phew! It's quite a way up here, isn't it?
That is the point. Say, how would you describe the view?
Well, a whole lot of sea.
Is that all?
The horizon has a slight green hue, but that might be the soul swirling around us.
Ah, yes. The Marley's pull is strong today.
I don't mean to pry, but...
You wish to know what I can see with two burnt-out holes for eyes?
You must get that a lot.
You're in luck. I'm inclined to indulge your curiosity today. The scars left by the maiden's fire still smolder in my skull, but the black pearl gave a sight of a different kind. Do you see the two seagulls on the nameless one's head?
Two seagulls? Yes, I can just about make them out.
Count to 3.
1, 2, 3. Oh, how did you know?
I saw it happen. My scorched eyes grant me glimpses into the future, and my sight extends far.
What else can you see?
Gel is rummaging through our pistol ammunition, and will sneeze from the gunpowder. Quentin is fishing for treasure, using one of our skeletons as bait. His bait will escape in 10 seconds. I can't see John, which means he's with Sir Reginald in the below, and won't emerge anytime soon. Toya is currently pondering which condiments complement his seagull stew the most. He will settle on black pepper in 2 seconds. Von Presswald is, of course, taking a nap. I need no prescience to know he will do so for the next hour. So Lady is watering her plants absent-mindedly. In 5 seconds, one of her experiments will wither. I believe that is everyone.
That's incredible. As expected from the White Crow.
Keep your flattery. It's easy to boast with the powers fate grants you. What matters is that you put them to good use, eh?
I couldn't agree more.
Now, go away. I want to smoke in peace.